Good day, everyone. I'm Dr. Vishnu Durga, and today we are conducting an interview with the CEO of GCS Guyana Inc., a global compliance service, Guyana Inc., about a training that they have coming up. And this would be a training on ISO 9001 2015, which is really about ensuring that you have a management standard in the organization and one that is being complied with, because the importance of complying to a specific standard that an international body has audited and has certified that you are compliant will really allow you to be, first of all, a lot more competitive internally, but then also it will allow you to uh, be eligible for opportunities for which organizations are looking for for companies in Guyana that are up to standard. So I will be bringing on screen is Kandel Bostwick. Hi, good morning, Kandel.
Good morning, Dr. Durga. How are you?
Very good, very good. So I know you have some info to share. So what you will have to do is share your screen to the PowerPoint that you would like to bring up.
Okay.
Right? Because today we will be talking about the requirements for this particular ISO standard. So on the StreamYard screen, you'll see a button that says Share Screen, and you just you select the PowerPoint, and we'll be able to have that up.
Are you seeing the screen?
Not as yet. If not, I think I also have a copy of the presentation. So just in case you're not getting through, I do have the ability to share it as well. Right, so let me see if I can pull it up in the meantime.
Okay.
Great. So I actually have it up already in the background.
Okay.
Right. So can you tell me, let's start off by first hearing a little bit about Global Compliance Service. What does Global Compliance Service do, and maybe a little bit of a history about the organization?
Yes. Global Compliance Service is an accredited ISO certification body with a resident office in Guyana. Our headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland, and we have an office in the United States of America and other offices across the globe in 10 other locations. And we are pleased to be present in Guyana to bring to the Guyanese community, especially our local businesses, certification, ISO certification at very competitive prices. And we are going to be conducting the ISO 9001 requirements training on July 28th and 29th. And we're so excited to launch this first training program because in addition to being a certification body, we also provide training on the ISO standards so that businesses can be equipped on the requirements of the standards so that they can prepare themselves for certification. We have over 25 years of experience as a certification body globally with over 300 companies certified. And we've done hundreds of training programs like these across the globe. You can always visit our website to learn more about Global Compliance Service Guyana.
All right.
So
So
today, yes.
I just wanted to make sure that people out there, understand the importance of the standard and being force compliant and then uh, certified. So for those of you who are viewing right now, You're going to get some really important information from Kandel. But make sure that you like the video, love the video, but even more importantly, share it with people in organizations that really want to step up their game, that really want to be able to comply to a global standard. Because yes, we're talking a lot in Guyana about local content and about Guyanese companies being able to compete. One of the key things is developing the company to be able to operate at that level. So yeah, I know Kanal, you're going to talk about the benefits. So please go ahead.
Yes. So some of the benefits of participating in this course, right? Because we know as businesses, you may be wondering, is this course important for me? And to establish credibility of the course, the first thing we'd like to tell you that it's a certified course. It's being done by a certification body. And being done by the certification body, it tells you that the persons who are involved in the audits, who are involved in the actual certification process, with the experience in working with the standard, will be sharing valuable information with you. At the end of the program, participants will be issued with a certificate. And this certificate will have a unique identification number which you can verify on our website. So you have a valid certificate that will be accepted globally that you would have participated in a training program where the content of that program follows the best practices for training regarding the ISO standards. Next. Yes, so this course has been prepared in a format or be presented in a format that will ensure that our participants get great value from the content that is shared. So the outline of the course, it's to ensure that our participants understand the intent and the purpose of the ISO 9001:2015 standard. And those of you not familiar with the content, it's quality management system requirements with guidance for use. So it's very important that you understand the intent of each clause. What is expected of you? What is the standard providing guidance to you to do? And as you know, this standard is one that focuses on customer requirements. So if you're a company and you want to ensure that you're meeting and exceeding your customer expectations, this standard will tell you how to do that. And also you'll be able to understand the documentation that are required for compliance. Now within the standard, there are certain key areas that a company must show or provide evidence that they're actually doing those things within the standard to become compliant. And those are the sections that we may see under the term retained documentation or documentation that is required. So once you go through the standard, we will clearly identify a few of the areas. So at the end of the training, you know exactly those areas that you need to focus on when you develop your quality system. We'll also be able to provide interpretation so that you can comply with each clause in the standard. Because it's important that you address all of the elements within the standard. And those areas that are not applicable to your operations, there's a way in which you justify why it's not applicable to your operations. Thanks. So first of all, you need to understand the context of your organization. That is one of the first clauses in the standard that speaks to the organization, where you need to understand where your organization is and how it's operating in the environment. So it may call you, for example, to do like a SWOT analysis or a PESTEL, to identify your strengths, your weaknesses, what in your environment will affect your quality system, what will affect you from meeting your customer requirements. So you'll have a good overview as to how you can understand your context, because from understanding your context, then you will know how to develop your quality system. You'll be able to gain an overview of the ISO 9001 implementation process. So as we go through the training, you will be enlightened on what the requirement is actually saying to you. And these requirements will mean different things to different persons. So we have to apply the requirements to our existing operation. She will have a foundation understanding of what a quality system looks like. And you will be empowered to actually lead your ISO implementation process at your company, right? You will know what are the requirements for your company to move forward. Now, to you, the business, why it's important for you to participate. And many times we've seen over the years that when there is a training program, persons may just randomly select a staff to attend the training. But we would encourage you to select a key person. If top management can make time to be present, that will also be most beneficial to your company. This training will provide staff development opportunity because you will be equipping members of your team to be aware of the requirements of the standard so you can start to improve on your internal systems. And that will empower you to know what are the areas that we need to focus on, the areas that you need to focus on in your business to streamline your operations. Even if you decide after the training to implement the quality system on your own, you will have adequate knowledge to do so. Or even if you hire a consultant to do so, you will be able to lead that process and ensure that you get value for money from the consultant. So it's very important that you train or you select key members, especially those persons who you're going to identify to be a part of your project implementation team to implement the ISO standard. Or if you've implemented the requirement, the persons will be assigned to do audits of your system, or the persons will be assigned to do a review of your system. So please carefully select the best persons that you will utilize to participate in this training program because we'd like you to have the real benefits of this training. Now, one of the things we would recognize in some of our businesses is that there can be a lot of what you call it, we can experience a lot of challenges. And this ISO 9001 standard will help us to address some of those challenges and help us to work more efficiently and effectively. It will actually increase our productivity. So, by reviewing or participating in this program as you go through the requirements with the standard, you are going to see how you can apply those requirements to some of the systems. For example, if you have poor internal systems, you haven't adopted the process approach, this standard will allow you to adopt the process approach where you can outline your systems as a process and where you can better be able to look at it and review it. You're able to identify control sometimes only when something goes wrong. Then you would say, okay, we're going to do this or that. But this standard allows you to be very proactive. It allows you to put systems in place to prevent these challenges that you can see listed from occurring. So it is very critical that we ensure that we participate in the standard and we have the best staff as part of the process. And I know some of you can attest to some of what we've seen here. We have late deliveries, we can have incorrect deliveries, poor productivity. We're not getting the turnout that we'd like to see from our inputs, the resources that we put into the business. We're not getting value out of it. So once we adopt the quality system, it will allow us to do that, right? So we can see improvement within your overall business. Even if you're not a business and you're an organization, a government organization, this standard is going to help you to perform better internally. Mhm. So, if you're experiencing any of these situations that we've seen in the slide, the standard will help you to streamline it, because once you streamline your internal systems, you will be able to operate more effectively and efficiently. And we can assure you, we can guarantee you that once you participate in this training program, you will return to your office with valuable knowledge and insight to improve your internal systems. So there won't be any anxiety, right? There won't be any deadlines that you're not able to meet. You won't miss your customer deliveries. And the important thing about the standard is that everything will be clearly documented or communicated. Every staff will be aware of their responsibilities. They'll be aware of what they need to do if a problem occurs or if a challenge occurs. And everyone will be empowered to help in improving the quality system. So if you're in any of these situations, contact us. So what's in it for you? Now I've spoken about the benefits of the standard, why we need to have the standard. Now what's in it for you? Firstly, if you haven't adopted a process approach, and I'm sure some of you should know by now what is a process approach and what is a system approach, where you have your inputs, you identify your inputs for an activity, and then you have your outputs. So based on your inputs, you can know what your outputs will be. Of course, you'll have your different controls in place. And as we know, the quote by Edward Denham, if you cannot describe what you're doing by as a process, right? You don't know what you're doing. And I would like all of our businesses to adopt the process approach, because that's very key to ensure that we operate efficiently, right? So we'll be able to adopt the denim cycle, which is the plan, do, check, act cycle, as we can see, where you'll have increased profitability. And the standard is so designed that we can work within that concept of the PDCA cycle for continual improvement. So it's not just profits today, but your company can be assured of continual improvement, continual performance once you implement a quality system that meets the requirements of the ISO 9001 standard. So once again, we encourage you to participate in our training programs. And the steps we have for you: identify the key team members that you would like to train so that they will take the information to your organization to help you develop your quality system. And as a member of top management, if you can dedicate a few hours of your time for those 2 days, you will see tremendous benefit, because when you get a feedback from your team, you'll know exactly why they're asking for these things, why the changes need to be made, and you will be a part of the process. And I'm sure you'll be empowered to know that you're on top of your game in ensuring that your company is more efficient and more effective. So you can register for us, as you would see on our screen, at cboswick@gcs-iso.com before July 22nd. Once you register with us, we will provide you with what is required in terms of our payment requirements and how you will access a copy of your manual. And since you're so special to us, we will offer you a free registration for each three participants. For every three participants, you will have a free registration. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you very soon. So register with us and feel free to contact us. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Kandal. And I think maybe just something that I'd also like to share is that from personal experience, I'm with many organizations on many boards, and especially the companies that I'm CEO of, you would make decisions, and if there is no structure within the organization, if there's no fixed process, things can happen very haphazard, very ad hoc. And having a standard, especially a management standard, allows for better decision making as well, and traceability as well, of when the decision is made and the actions are being taken. Are they being taken in accordance to the procedures that the company has approved? So not just it is some additional structuring that may be done in some organizations, but I can tell you from personal experience that it really benefits the ownership and the management and the employees of the organization to have a far more structured organization than continuing with an ad hoc manner, especially if we want to be able to compete globally. So I'd like to thank you for bringing this information to everyone's attention, to the persons who are watching this. If you caught us a bit late, check back the video from the beginning so you can understand how getting trained in the requirements of this standard can really benefit you, and share it with organizations that can benefit from really stepping up their game. So, Kandel, any final advice before we close off today?
Well, I look forward to our businesses taking this opportunity to get on board, especially what is happening in Guyana. A number of international companies will come to Guyana to do similar services. And in order for you to compete, right, you need to also ensure that you are implementing a standard that has been accepted globally, and millions of companies across the world have been certified and also even more compliant. So we encourage all of our businesses, irrespective of the size, once you're providing a service and you have customers, even with products and you have customers, the ISO 9001 standard is deemed as the foundation standard for any organization to build on. And then you could always branch off and integrate other management system standards to that ISO standard. So I look forward to a really great turnout at our training program on July 28th. I look forward for your registration and for your participation in our, I would say, our inaugural course in Guyana. So thank you again, Dr. Durga, for facilitating me. And it's a pleasure working with you in promoting our services.
I just see one question came in here. Is it the in-person training?
We will have it done virtually. So upon registration, you will receive the link, which you can tune in. And the benefit of having it done virtually, you have access to having a greater number of your staff participate and benefit from the training. And we've placed it at a convenient time. I know most of us start work at 8 o'clock, so you have the first hour to plan for your day and get all your main activities streamlined. And then from 9 to 12, we have a very interactive session, and then we recommence on the next day. And we also will have a short test for you at the end of the program, not to really pass or fail, but basically to ensure that you would have gathered the key concepts from the course in order for you to get your certificate.
Good. I think that was the only question. But if you do have any questions, please feel free to throw it in the comment section so that it will be reviewed and we will provide some feedback to you. So again, Kandel, thank you very much, and I wish you a fantastic Friday and much success with the course coming up.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Durga. I wish you the same too.
Thank
All the
you.
best, you and your team, till another session with us. Thank you.